Well, Laura, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to have you on, and I want to talk a little bit about your experience at Exhibitor Live. Is this your first one ever?
Oh no, I'm in the industry for over 4 decades, and Exhibitor Live has been an integral part of our business and our growth.
Okay, tell me a little bit about what you're really looking forward to this year.
This year, the work that we're doing at the Federation is really top of mind and important. We're making historic accomplishments with the work and the effort of our board of directors, being able to create a presence for the events industry, including B2B, including fairs and festivals and personal events, sporting events, and, political conferences and fundraisers, and just creating this one homogeneous, synergistic industry where we can start to develop talent in our workforce development initiatives and be able to identify where skill sets are transferable.
Okay.
So that we can maximize the training and the programs that are being put in place.
Wonderful. So for anybody that doesn't know what the Federation does, can you kind of go over a little bit that for, any new event marketers and how that would benefit them?
So the Event Education and Workforce Development Federation is an organization that was founded to actually fill this gaping hole of the invisible industry. So we have successfully changed the National Career Cluster Framework so that now there is a career track starting in high school with career and technical education.
Wow.
That specifically says hospitality and events. And then there's a subcluster that actually reads for the first time in the Department of Education conferences, exhibitions, trade shows, meetings, and events. And now we are in fast track in developing curriculum for the school systems.
That's so cool.
And then utilizing that knowledge, education, to create a career pathway so that they learn about the industry and make a choice to get involved in the event industry. And then we can then get them into certification programs. We can get them into the pre-apprenticeship programs. And another major thing, first ever, we are group sponsor with the Department of Labor.
Oh my goodness.
And we are opening various different Department of Labor registered apprenticeship programs across the country. And they specialize in coordinator position, in project management, warehouse specialists, business development, on-site supervision, and continuing these apprenticeship programs, which are on-the-job training. But there's a win because we get to get tax credits for the employers. We get to apply for grants and funding to be able to help subsidize the significant cost of training a new workforce.
Wow, that is so impactful. I mean, imagine, 10, 15 years from now, as these individuals are growing up and figuring out what they want to do with life, then they have all of this support around them to build their career in events. That's incredibly powerful.
It's actually today. We have 500 students that are working with one of our partners that are ready to go into the workforce, and we have actually the IAVM in venue management is taking their subject matter experts, and we're speaking to those students about the event industry and about career pathways. So it is a very robust plan to bring workforce and talent today and then to be able to fill that pipeline for the future.
Wow, that's so amazing. Yeah. Very cool. Thank you for sharing that.
So
you've been in the industry for a while. Tell us, what are you seeing right now is current challenges that you think event marketers are facing?
It's very complicated and there's many levels.
Sure.
Because I think everyone that's in the event space and event marketers included, that we have new people and a lot of new people. I mean, before the pandemic, the average age of our workforce was 53 to 58 years old with 20, 30 years experience. Now 40% is looking at 1 to 3 years experience. It's very important, number one, to identify the skill sets and be able to talk to people who are new in the industry and provide a mentoring experience to be able to sponsor them and help guide them up through their pathway and into leadership roles. It's not only on the supplier side, it's on the brand side as well.
Absolutely.
So being able to, number one, definitely don't assume anything when you're speaking in your role. Identify who is the person that you're talking to, what's their background, how many years experience do they have, and what is their center of influence, what are the resources that they can bring to the table, and then move forward and develop those partnerships in a really meaningful way. We also talked about, work-life balance at a roundtable that we were at yesterday. And I think that the younger generations have really significantly impacted the workforce role in our lives. One of the things that's important is, I think, that the American work ethic and the American ingenuity is really what makes our country great. Working 2.5 days with no sleep shouldn't be a badge of honor, which it was many years ago. So now we need to find that common ground where it makes sense. So we could still work, 3 weeks without a day off. However, then that 4th week, we have to think about having a weekend off. And maybe it's not 2 days or 18 hours, maybe it's 12 hours. And I certainly have talked to many people who are saying, well, if you make us a 9-to-5 job, then it's not going to be our work anymore.
Right.
So it's some sort of balance.
There's no real 9-to-5 in events, right? Because events are in the evenings, they're all day long, they're all weekend long. And I think that you're right. It's about finding that balance and that self-care to take breaks, because we did an interview yesterday, and Mandy, one of our podcast listeners, she said, survival is not a success metric, right? You shouldn't just be succeeding or surviving your event, right? And feeling revived after those events is really important. So that's really great advice to focus on that. And I do agree that's a huge challenge. How can one get involved with everything that you're doing in your organization?
So if you go to our website, www.ee-wdf.org, click to connect to show your support. We are going to need everyone's voice. On Valentine's Day, which I thought it was appropriate, we submitted the proposal to modernize the North American Industry Classification System.
Wow.
To say leisure, hospitality, and events. Because during the pandemic, we found that all the other industries that are in those drop-down menus, when they ask you for a NAICS code, NAICS, we weren't there. But those industries were able to go to Capitol Hill in a battleship.
Sure.
And our industry went in 100 canoes. That narrative needs to change, and we've submitted the proposal, we've provided the economic impact statements, we've gotten tremendous letters of support from the Eastern Atlantic States Regional Council of Carpenters, from the film industry in Las Vegas, all the way through to the Tommy Goodwin and the Exhibition and Conferences Alliance. So we submitted 20 different documents. IAE contributed in showing the advancements in the work that they did for show organizer and job skills data. So we've really provided a well-rounded argument for this modernization. But it will take, once we get the feedback, it will take that alert that will go out and say, now's the time.
Now's the time.
Speak, show your voice. Together, let's be the voice, and let's push it over the finish line.
Well, and that's exactly what events do. It brings everyone together, right? We deserve the recognition for sure.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for everything that you and your organization does. I love the passion. I love the focus. And I'm really excited to see what the next year has in store for you guys, because you guys have put a lot of time and effort into everything. So thank you so much. And thank you for sharing this today.
Thank you so much, Cody, for having us.